Olive. Yeah. Hey there guys, this is not part 8 of the shipping container shop. This is part 1 of the doghouse. Well, not that doghouse, but this doghouse. So if you didn't see the last video, we recently got a new puppy. Her name's Olive. She's an Australian Shepherd, and this project is for her. It's not going to be her full-time home as she sleeps inside with us and pretty much spends most of the day with us. But in the rare occasions that we go to town or something like that, and she's in her little yard during the day, she'll just have a nice little place to call home until we get back. And that is not the entrance. The entrance is on the other side. So let me show you how I built it. And I don't know. The start of this project was pretty much the same as any basic structure build. You start with a base and some frames, and then you assemble them later to create your building. Right here I'm laying out all of my assembled walls and my base, and then you'll see I'm just tilting them up and nailing them together, and then I'm going to add screws a little bit later. One thing you'll notice is that this frame is equal on all sides, and that is because I was planning on putting a gable style roof on this. But then I got an idea and I ended up changing it to a high side and a low side for a shed style roof, and you'll see why here in just a minute. Once I had my roof structure pretty much finished, I then started on a little drawer, and that was really the reason I decided to change the style of the roof. This drawer is just super basic construction, just some plywood with a cleat at the bottom that would eventually hold another piece of plywood to make the drawer body.
Dad,
Yeah?
can I put the screw in a hole?
Sure. Okay, 1, 2, 3. You did it.
Hey, what happened to it?
It went there.
Where's the other one?
Right here.
Two nails.
Once the drawer was fit and finished, I then went on to covering the exterior of the doghouse, and I used just regular cedar fence boards to do this. One thing you'll notice, I don't have any weather underlayment or anything like this, and that is mostly because this doghouse will probably just be on our covered patio. But if you're in an area with a wet environment or snow or something like that, you probably ought to have some sort of underlayment underneath the boards to really weather seal it. And here I'm just cutting out a little section that will eventually fit underneath the vent that you see on that side of the doghouse. And for the drawer handle and mechanism, I'm just using a carriage bolt with a wrench looking thing, and then I epoxied it to a lever on the back to basically just act as a stop. And for the roofing, I just used an extra piece of the Ondura roofing that I used for the shipping container shop.
Olive. Yeah.
Okay, so it's all finished now and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Now I'm going to grab the camera and give you kind of a little walk around, talk about some of the things I might not have covered during the build portion of the video, and then I'll talk about a little project that I'm going to build to mate up to this to provide water for Olive, but that'll be its own video, and then I will maybe take some clips of her hopefully using it. Starting with the galvanized trim that you see on all of the corners and edges of the doghouse, I installed that for a couple of different reasons. One, I thought it just looked nice and kind of dressed everything up. And two, I know puppies love to chew on corners and edges of things, and I was hoping that might dissuade Olive from eating the doghouse. But if it seems to be a hazard, like she might cut her mouth, then I guess I will just take it off. Moving on up to the roof. If you've seen me install this on Duro roofing before, you'll know that normally in these open areas underneath the corrugations, you're supposed to put little foam closure strips. In this case, I did not. You can see all the way through it, and that is just to allow for a little further ventilation from the doghouse in conjunction with that vent down there. Moving on over to the drawer. This was just a tool that I got from, I don't know, some assembly kit. I had it in my junk drawer and I thought it looked kind of cool. I just epoxied that to another piece of metal on the backside of the drawer to act as a catch. But I know Olive seems to be pretty smart right now, so I'm sure soon enough she's going to learn that if she can just, you know, kind of knock that down and kind of tug at it with her paws or her mouth, she'll eventually get it open. But that's just for, you know, maybe treats or leashes or dog toys. And for the side project to the doghouse, that is going to be a little water tower. I have an old water barrel that I haven't used for some time, but it's perfectly good. And I found these old brackets that were from a little camp grill that I just never attached to the grill, but they happen to have the exact same curve as the barrel. So I'm going to weld together some sort of little tower, attach this up to the top of the tower, and then have a little gravity-fed water dish down below for Olive. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. As you can probably tell, it is a simple build. There's nothing super complex about it, and I think it would take most folks about a day to finish. So hopefully it gave you a good idea for a doghouse or a goat shelter or something like that of your own. And for those of you who are following the shipping container project, the reason I'm standing in here is not to let you know that nothing's happened, but more to let you know that I am still trying to formulate my plan for workbenches and shelves, but an update on that will be coming soon. So as always, thanks for watching guys, and for those of you who recently saw me posting on Instagram, it seems pretty easy and I'm starting to do it more consistently, so feel free to follow the channel that way if you want to. So as always, I'll see you later. Yeah, good girl. Olive. Come. Sit. Stay. Stay. Okay. Whoop. Sit. Good girl. Break.